Hello.
Hello.
All right. Looks fine for today. That's good. Awesome. Maybe cross it. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning from Korea. Hello. Cool. Because we did last Friday the Spanish live, but at that time the internet connection wasn't good. So we got delayed for this time. However, for this time it looks okay.
We'll see. Let us know if the connection's not very good.
Yes. Good. So we are live, as always, we are live at the Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. This is Eddie.
Nathan?
From Seoul, Korea.
I have my Seoul Tumblr.
Yeah, I use like same thing, same Kakao cup my friend gave me.
So today, based on your vote on our event, we'll talk about at least study trips, since that was the first place vote. So thank you for participating in that if you did. And we'll also, of course, give you updates about things upcoming, deadlines and such. So
yeah, so I'm afraid no Spanish today. However, we do pretty much every month, at least once or up to twice, a Spanish live show in our YouTube and other channels, including of course Instagram. But for today, since we did last Friday for Spanish version, we are doing the live show in English for now.
Someone already asked a question. My daughter wishes to attend this program. She'll be a senior next year. What does she need to do? So I'm not sure if she wants to attend next year or this year, but you can see all the details on studytrip.com. And that has the application link, and then of course all the details about the dates and the events and activities and what packages are available. So I recommend visiting there first. There are deadlines to apply for each trip. So depending on your daughter's age and which trip she wants to attend, then that'll be appropriately detailed on each trip.
Or if she is saying about the long term for next year, you can just email us now, and then we can go through what she needs to prepare for the schools and visa applications or other things. You can just email us at info@gogohanguk.com. Hello, hola. So no Spanish today. Today is English. But like I said, we are doing Spanish live show, once a minimum once in a month. So Christina will help you. This is Monday morning. It's 10th, July 1st, 10:30, 10:35, 10:36. Yeah.
I guess we'll give you some updates to start. So for the study trips, I believe the only one still open is the autumn course. The other ones have closed their application. If for some odd reason you still want to attend one that's in August, then let us know. We may be able to squeeze you in. But we do ask, since the deadline's already passed to apply, that you need to pay quite quickly in order to secure a spot. So if you're still interested, you can still contact us about those. And second thing are the application deadlines for fall.
September.
Yes, for September, starting in September. So some of our schools are still open for applications. And you can see the deadlines on our homepage, gogohanguk.com. Otherwise, if the deadline's passed for the school, then probably you'd need to wait until the next term or consider another school. If for some odd reason you have like everything ready, then contact us and we'll see what we can do. The reason why there's firm deadlines is because of the visa process. A lot of you need a student visa to study, and that takes some time. So that can take, of course, the school takes time to process your applications. Then they have to send it to immigration, which immigration takes time to review that, and then they send something back to the school. And then, of course, you have to apply for the visa in your home country.
Right.
So that whole process takes a while. So that's why there are quite firm deadlines for applying, especially if you need a visa. Yeah, we got some questions.
So this is AMA. So
Yeah,
if you have
can
any
ask us.
concern or questions, leave a comment in like chat or like ask us, so that we can reply you right away.
I wanted to go to Korea for my birthday. That's great. I didn't want to waste time. That's also good.
Good.
And you'd like to study while you're there. Any plan that could work out for me? I guess it depends when you're coming to Korea. But if you're going to come for like short term, like only a couple weeks or a month or something like that, then you could, of course, study at Lexus Korea, depending on when you're coming to Korea. During the summer, it's quite busy. But if you're coming, like, say, August or September, then just email us and we'll help you with that.
Yes, another one over here.
Other question while Eddie figures out. Okay, there we go. Have accommodations been made for the July 1st study trip? Those are coming very soon.
Very soon.
We just finished the ones for
Next week.
Yeah, starting next week. So for the ones that are coming late July, we'll have those two very soon. And
Very
sorry
soon.
about the delay.
Like Nathan said, like June, July, and August is very busy season for us and for the school. So it got delayed. Sorry about that, but we are going to arrange everything for you very soon, for the pickups and for the accommodation and so on.
So going to Facebook really quick. Can you use scholarships you may have received in your home country? That really depends. As long as either the scholarship fund has given money to you to spend for your academic purposes, or if they can directly pay the school, and that'll be by wire transfer. So you'd have to ask either whoever holds the funds, the scholarship fund, your current institution, if they've dispersed them to you, if they have a certain restriction on how you use the funds. It's really case dependent.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yes, you can contact our Spanish-speaking coordinator.
Neither I, but we have a Spanish coordinator, Christina. She can help you in Spanish for sure.
And then if you want to come in December, you still have plenty of time, so just contact us and we can help you get all set for December. Do you need specific Korean language levels to study? No, you can start from like zero knowledge. However, most of our students recommend that you at least are familiar with the alphabet before you come. Let's see. So yeah, if you have any other questions, just let us know, and we'll of course give you more updates about things happening in Korea, as well as more info on the study trips as we go along.
So let's answer some of the questions here, and then we can go through the another update.
Yeah, someone asked on YouTube, what do the university programs focus on? Are they more for writing or what? So you're gonna like learn all aspects of the language, which is of course listening and speaking, reading, writing, and then vocabulary and grammar. Do the schools focus on one part or another? It really depends on the school, but they will all cover all of those areas. So if you are really curious about each school, then we have class observations of our schools on our YouTube channel. We also have interviews with students from our different schools on our YouTube channel. So I think you can get a good idea of like what to expect. Just to let you know, the programs are very intensive. They expect you to study outside of class. They expect you to come to class and of course do your homework and participate in class.
Presentations as well.
Maybe presentations, or quizzes or tests. So if you aren't familiar with like an intensive language program, then of course I recommend you watch the videos that we put on YouTube. Some are also on Facebook, and of course we post information consistently on Instagram as well. So just be aware, you're going to be in class for like 4 hours a day. So 20 hours a week. And as long as you're prepared for that, then I think you can do well. And let's see.
And there's another thing from Ebeth.
We already answered that.
We did?
So yes.
Okay.
Okay. So next update. Yeah. Okay. Next update.
Very important.
Yeah. So next update is we'll be at KCON in New York, starting
this
week. It's this week. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. The actual event is Saturday and Sunday, but exhibitors like us, we set up Friday. So we hope to see you there if you're in the New York City area.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be kind of in the back of the exhibit hall near the stage. So if you are coming to KCON, please attend our panel, which is Saturday afternoon at 3, I think. Of course, it's subject to change, but right now, Saturday afternoon, panel 3, and you can talk to me and Eddie.
Right.
And one of our
go there.
Yeah, one of our former students will also be there, so you can get a first-hand account of what it's like to study in Korea. And of course, we have our giveaways.
Right.
And it's going to be a raffle for tuition at our partner schools. So you can learn more about that if you come visit our booth. And it's exclusive to those that come to KCON. So if you come visit our booth or come to our panel, then you'll learn how to win.
So there will be a free study.
Yes.
Free study at our partnership schools. So for 3 months or a few weeks in Korea. So it's good chance, and it's only for our like KCON attendees. So I want you to be there, and then why not
Tell your friends.
right?
And another question from YouTube: do you think it's possible to become fluent in 6 months?
Less likely, but it depends on your level, your current level.
And I like to talk about proficiency rather than fluency, because you could be maybe a beginner or intermediate speaker, but you may be very fluent at that proficiency. If you're talking about being like high-level proficiency, like near native, then it may take you a while longer. If you want to score high on, say, the TOEIC exam, which is the government standardized test for proficiency in Korean, then normally it takes people maybe a year or 2 years to be able to score high on that exam. If you have some base knowledge of Korean already, say you're already like an intermediate speaker and maybe you come to Korea and study 6 months, maybe then you can raise your proficiency in a short period of time.
Right.
Otherwise, if you have no knowledge of Korean and you only study for 6 months, then maybe you'd be a low intermediate speaker by the end of 6 months.
Right. To tell you the system of the Korean language programs in university. So in general, it has 6 levels from level 1, not knowing anything, and then level 6 is top of the Korean language proficiency. So in that sense, it would be, like I said, depends on your current level, and then each level takes at least 3 months. So then you can figure it out, how your language skills currently, and then how many like terms or how many months do you need to study in order to get level 6, which will be the top highest level.
Yeah, so that's great if you already know how to read and write in Korean. Probably if you started here, you may still be placed in level 1 or 2, depending on how much you know. It just depends on like all your skills, not just like reading or writing, not just speaking or listening, not just your vocabulary. And then the placement tests the schools give will better help determine like where you should be placed. Some people are very strong in writing, but very weak in speaking, or vice versa. So
it's a combination.
Right.
If you are good at like one thing, but the others are not, then you might be placed in the lower level.
Yeah.
Lower level than your expectation. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Do the host family speak English as well as Korean? So yes.
They are not fluent in English. However,
you shouldn't expect them to be like native English speakers. I think if you expect them to do basic communication with you, that's good enough. If you have issues with communicating with them, then of course let us know. But we didn't have any feedback or issue with that yet. So also, of course, a great opportunity to practice your Korean, or maybe they know other languages, then feel free to, of course, practice those with them. And so
back to KCON. So like we said, like Nathan said, we are be there this Saturday and Sunday. Then we have like booth at the spot, as well as we are going to have like panel. So I want you to join, and if you know, you can meet me over there, and also you can join the raffle for studying Korean at our universities.
So I think another thing to consider when you're studying Korean here is someone asks they're worried about their free time or having other time to practice. That's also a big part of studying here is your time management. Like if you're in level 1 or 2, you probably won't have to study that much outside of class. Of course, it depends on your school and how quickly you acquire the language and things like that. If it takes you like a long time to learn or memorize something. Otherwise, as you may see from our feedback videos, some people, they have a lot of free time, or they quickly learn what they hear in class. So it's going to really depend on you. So for instance, if you are in class for 4 hours a day, maybe you need to spend, I don't know,
1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, 1 or 2 hours outside of class studying. Maybe you don't need to study at all. You have a eidetic memory. So it's going to really depend on you. So
right. And
studying a language is, of course, very different from studying something else like math or science or literature or something. So if you haven't had an intensive language course before, or if you haven't had any like formal language study classes in high school or college or something, then of course you can watch our videos and get more insight into that. Or just ask us too if you have other concerns. You can of course ask us.
I mean, like Nathan said, you are going to study minimum like 4 hours per day. So let's consider it like 24 hours. So you are going to study 4 hours, and you have like except the 8 hours sleep, you still have like half day, 12 hours. So it's totally up to you how to use those like 12 hours. If you study like 1 or 2 hours, then you still have like 10 hours. Of course, you need to eat, shopping, have fun. Then I believe you would have like enough time. But coming here is different from like studying in your country by yourself. So you need to take all the advantage being here. So that's what we want you to do.
They're probably going to be in 20 to 30 minutes by public transportation.
I would say like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
minimum 30 minutes.
So that's because Seoul is a very large city, and of course it depends on the availability of the families available. And but don't worry, like the families are near major subway stops, and it's not going to be too difficult to go from the homestay family to Lexus Korea. And of course, you'll get practice using public transportation in Korea as well.
Of course, being in Seoul, if you have come to Seoul before, or if you know the Seoul is big city, so of course we try to place you near the Lexus, the school. However, it's not easy, realistically. And also, it's gonna be like I said, a minimum 30 minutes away, and 30 minutes commuting is very common. I'm Korean, so we in Seoul commuting like 1 hour is like a very general thing, very common thing.
I commute like 40 minutes to the office. It used to be over an hour, so.
Right. So near is better. However, it's not gonna happen. So it's gonna be minimum 30 minutes from the homestay to the Lexus. So not just only Lexus. If you are going to stay homestay, then it's gonna be minimum 30 minutes away.
Another question, are you going to work with new schools in 2020?
That's good news.
Good news.
That's good point, actually.
So right now we're finalizing the details about adding a new school in Seoul. So once we have those all finalized, of course, our website will be updated. And of course, we'll make a nice video and probably do another live show to talk more about our new partner school.
So yes,
yes.
For now, it's a little bit early to tell you the name, but it's one of the major school. And then we are going to make all the things pretty much by September of this year, so that you are able to come from the December or later. So, stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's gonna be up very soon.
So yeah, once you get your housing confirmation, it'll show you the route from the homestay to Lexus Korea, so you won't have to worry about getting lost as long as you can read a map, basically. And if you still have any questions about like what line to take or what station to get on and off at, then just ask us or ask your homestay family, or you can even ask your teacher at Lexus Korea. They're more than happy to help you to make sure you won't get lost. I think if you have any problem, then we can of course help you at any time. In general, if you have the student visa, you have to wait 6 months before you get permission to work part-time. And then after that, your school will have requirements, because your number one priority on that visa is to study, it's not to work.
Right.
So the school may say, well, you need a certain attendance rate, you need a certain grade point,
Scores.
you may even need a TOEIC score or something. So if you really want to work, then
if you can apply for working holiday visa.
But of course, not every country qualifies for that, and of course, there's age limit and some other things. So
that information is out.
Yeah, we have that information on our homepage as well about the working holiday visa. But if the issue is that the school wants you to focus on studying, so that's why there's like a bank balance requirement from immigration, and that's why they require certain things, even if you do want to work part-time. So we did, of course, we mentioned that the information's on our website, and Eddie will paste the link in YouTube for the working holiday visa.
And also the information is in Italian and also Spanish, so check that out.
Yeah, our website is in multiple languages, so some people may not know that, but you can click the language flags and you can see
top right.
Yeah, on the top right, and you can switch it to 2 other languages for now.
And also, I want to say one more thing about working in the Korea. Recently and so on, the Korean government gets strict for the visa applications, working visa, or like in general, like all the visa things for foreign people. So I want you to stick to the main purpose of the visa. Of course, otherwise we can give you the information. Otherwise, you are getting trouble, and then you ended up cannot entering Korea once again. That might be happen. So I want you to be understandable. It's like vice versa. If I go your country and work illegally, or do something stupid without any permission, then it's not good for your country. So that's why our government gets stricter compared to before. So it's like a common sense. But still, we are here to help you, to update you the most up-to-date information of the visa, scores, so on. Yeah. So let us know in advance.
In short, it's not worth your risk to come here illegally. You will be deported. You will be banned from entering Korea for like 5 years or 10 years, some really long time.
So it gets like stricter.
So yeah, they're very strict about immigration these days. So please, if you have a question about visas or studying or working while you're a student, then please ask us before you take a risk.
Right.
So I think we've answered. Oh, here's another question. If you want to study 6 months, yeah, we can help you with the D41, which is the visa for studying Korean language. So I recommend you contact us via our website, our contact form, or you can email us. And so yeah, the main purpose of this video, I guess we'll talk more about study trips. I don't see any other questions. So as we mentioned, we have different study trips, of course, with different deadlines because they're throughout the year. We offer them from spring through winter. So if you need one at a certain period of time, hopefully we offer one during when you're free. Understandable, not everyone's free at the same time, so we can't offer one, every week of every month.
Why not?
But if we have enough people, if we have enough people to come, then yeah, maybe. But study trips are all-inclusive package. They include your accommodation and lessons at a Korean language school, Lexus Korea, and activities with us and our other staff. So really the only thing you need to provide is a flight. And other than that, if you apply and of course pay the fees, then you can join us. Spots are limited for every trip, so make sure to apply early and of course pay your fees early so you can get a spot. If you have questions about a specific trip, then just let us know. Otherwise, like the accommodation may vary a little bit depending on the trip. The plans offered or the activities offered may vary slightly per trip, depending on if it's something during the fall or summer, or if it's targeted towards youth or a certain theme.
Which will be like 14 to 17.
Yeah.
And then also the others program.
Yeah.
Over 18 years old.
And that's like your international age, not Korean age.
Yeah.
And Korean age is kind of being phased out, actually. So if you calculate your age, please use what you would use in your home country, not Korean age. How many levels can I do in 6 months? So one level is about 3 months long. So if you study for 6 months, you'd be able to complete 2 levels if you don't need to repeat a level. And just to let you know, like it's fine if you need to repeat a level. If you say you don't do so well, or if you have a hard time that term, that's fine. But remember, you only have 2 years maximum on that visa. So it doesn't matter if you do level 1 like 6 times, and then go to level 2 or level 3, you're cut off from that visa at 2 years. So just remember that. And let's see, we have a question on Instagram here, maybe not. So another thing people ask about the study trips is like, how long are they? So if you go into a study trip webpage, you can see maybe it's 2 weeks long or 3 weeks long, or maybe it has an option to select the length. And some people ask, can I do shorter than that? Can I do longer than that? If you have a question like that, ask us. Most of the time we'll be able to work with you. However, we'd like to keep all the participants together on one trip. So we prefer you to do the trip that's offered, whether it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and whether you need to arrive on a certain day or depart a certain day. And if you're just joining us now, this is Eddie and I'm Nathan. We're here in Korea. It's just past 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Monday morning.
Yeah, July 1st. Welcome to July.
Nice. We don't really have rains nowadays.
That's true. Yeah. But probably August will get all the rain.
I don't know.
And yeah, so the D4 visa is for a maximum of 2 years.
Right.
It doesn't mean you have to use it for 2 years. You can use it for 6 months. You can use it for 1 year. You can start with 6 months and you can extend it later if you wish.
Although for example, you registered for 1 year, but still at first you will have a 6 months permit, and then you will extend it in Korea later. School will help you.
I can spell here. I will type. There we go. Another thing about study trips people ask is if they can pick and choose their accommodation, oh, I want this specific mini studio, I want this specific family. Just because normally the trips we offer are during quite a busy time, and if we offered like every single accommodation, it would take way too long to go back and forth with everybody. So you're assigned based on availability. And if you have like a huge issue with where you're assigned or something like that, then of course you can let us know. Otherwise, take it as an opportunity to experience a homestay family or experience like mini studio with your other study trip friends that you'll make, and kind of take it for a new experience. Unfortunately, we can't like offer you individual recommendations for accommodations. We have just many participants in addition to, of course, homestay families that we work with and properties for the mini studios. And of course, you're open to getting your own accommodation if you'd like. However, we recommend you use the ones that we have included in the trip, just to make it kind of a all-in-one experience with your study trip participant friends and getting the full experience in a short period of time, whether it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Coming with the friends or family is good because, in general, pretty much in 100% we have like friends promotion. So not just only like you get together in Korea, like having fun or studying Korean. In the meantime, you are also like saving money from our tuition fee or like study trip fees. So if you come with your like friends or family, let us know so that we can give you like a discount promotion. And also, it doesn't have to be like only 2 friends. It could be like 5 family members or 10 friends together. Doesn't matter. So for now, like we said previously, for now we are having the autumn course up on our studytrip.com page. In the meantime, if you're still interested in coming this August, let us know as soon as possible so that we can arrange, we can check if we can accommodate you for this August. I think we might be able to do that, but you need to tell us right
Tell
away.
us like this week.
Today.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing been asked recently, since this is also Ask Me Anything, is like the scale of Seoul, I think kind of surprises people when they come study here. For instance, if you're from a small town, and when I say small town, I'll just say 100,000 people or less. I mean, that's a lot of people, but compared to Seoul, it's tiny. Because if you include Seoul and then if you include the province around Seoul, it's like 20 million people or more. So almost half the country lives within the Seoul metro area. So for instance, let's say you're in a town of like 20,000 people, which I'd consider quite small. Just imagine like for every one person in your town, there are 1,000 people in Seoul. So just think about that and consider those things when you move to like a big city like Seoul. Because of course, not only are you coming to a new country, you're learning the new language. You may be experiencing a city that has
humongous
1,000 times more people than your hometown. So of course, you're going to be around a lot of people, you're going to be around a lot of new people in class, and public transportation and things like that. So just something to consider when you're thinking about, say, traveling abroad, coming to Korea especially, because a lot of you that contact me, you've never traveled outside your home country before. So just consider those other things, logistical things, when you're thinking about studying in Korea. And we'll make the transition as smooth as possible for you. However, be prepared, I guess, individually as well, your mind and body.
right, for sure.
Yeah, so there may be more people than whole countries in Seoul alone.
Could be.
So for instance, like Scandinavian countries, they're very sparsely populated. But I think we have about half the population of Canada in just Seoul. I think Korea has more people than Canada, actually.
I believe so. But the size of land,
is teeny tiny.
We can be like in Ontario,
right?
The lake.
Yeah.
Our whole country.
And if you're comparing it to a U.S. state, I think the land of Korea is like the size of maybe like South Carolina or something like that. So again, very tiny land. Many people.
Many things ongoing.
Yeah.
A little crazy.
So that in that same sense, space is really a luxury in Korea, because also Korea is like 70% mountains. So it's not like you can build a lot of cities like on a mountain like this. So
that's why we sometimes complain about our university,
it's always built on a mountain.
Yes, you need to walk.
Yeah,
I'm working out pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you compare Seoul to like one of our sister companies' headquarters, Tokyo, I find Tokyo to be comparatively very flat. While Seoul, you have hills and you have mountains and such. And of course, you may be able to see mountains from Tokyo as well. But in Korea, you're walking over
more
hills
here and there's
hiking very popular.
Yeah, that's why the Korean people like hiking.
Yeah,
with fancy, uniforms.
Yeah,
even
in Busan, you can. Actually, Busan is divided by mountains. So you have the beach and then you have mountains, and then the city is like north, south, east, west oriented. So. Because there's mountains in the way and an ocean. Right. So just also be prepared for that.
So lastly, the study trip is very good for those who never come to Korea before, or sometimes they come like only 2 days or 3 days. You want to taste more. That is the best for us, like a best experience program. Set to just like you just like book the flight ticket. The others will be done for you.
How is the housing system? If you mean like in general,
expensive.
Well, yeah, if you live in Seoul, expensive. So if you're used to like, I don't know where you're from, but if you're used to like freestanding houses, those are very rare, especially in Seoul. And if you have one, then it's probably very expensive. Otherwise, most people live in apartments or something similar to an apartment. The terminology is kind of mixed here, but basically it's an apartment. So if you live like in the country, like basically outside of Seoul or outside of like maybe the top 5 most populous cities in Korea, then you'll see like individual houses or things like what we call in the States townhouses, like they're connected houses, something like that. But if you live in Seoul, then most likely you do not have a freestanding house unless you're very rich.
Yeah,
in general. Okay.
In general.
And then you're saying, well, how much is very rich? Like, if you want a freestanding house in Seoul, you're paying like the equivalent of like millions of dollars, probably.
So that's why we help you in terms of accommodations. We help you, no deposit or much less deposit than like in general, like housing system in Seoul or the other city, of course. Of course, you can try to look for it, but it's gonna be a little bit challenging in terms of the money, in terms of the language barriers, but still it's possible.
Program studies are given once you pay for the courses. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you have to pay the tuition before you start the course. You have to pay the tuition in advance, if that's what you're asking.
At once.
Yeah.
Of course, you can pay for the 3 months or like 6 months, and then you can extend it later. Yeah. It's quite easy as long as you got at first, as long as you got the like visa or permission to study there. It's quite easy. Of course, you need to be like study hard in order to like maintain your like attendance for sure. Attendance and scores. Which month is the best for joining lectures? Totally depends on you. The good thing about Lex is that you can study minimum 1 week, and then you can, come anytime, So if you like summer, come summer. If you have time in like winter, then come winter.
It's completely up to you. If you want to study with a lot of people, then summer is probably best because they have probably the most students over the summer months, so like June, July. If you'd like to study maybe when there's less people, then maybe winter is good. But it's really up to you. You can pretty much study anytime you want, and you can pretty much start any week you want, as long as it's not like a national holiday in Korea.
or in terms of the weather, if you be if you want to be more likely active outside, then some springtime and fall time would be the best. But still, by me personally, like a summer or like intense weather, summer or winter, then it's totally up to you.
The curriculum, can you see the curriculum before going to the class? All of our schools have it listed. So even on our school pages, we have like the curriculum per level. You can use the slider on the web page. It's near the bottom. So you can kind of know like a summary of what you're going to cover. In terms of like specifics, your teacher will give you a syllabus when you arrive.
Right.
But if you want like in general, like what you more or less accomplished per level, then that's on our website.
Or the video that we took before.
Yeah, or you can watch the videos that we've taken.
So it's not going to be like specific or like detailed the curriculum from us. It's more likely general information, very like simple information, and you can also watch the video that we took before from the university and also the interview with the students.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's similar to other courses. I don't think they release their syllabus because that's normally proprietary information. Let's see. Are there field trips or festivals at Hanyang? It depends on the term, but in general, yes. They may do like a cultural activity, and then depending on the term, they may have their festival, their school festival. But normally the spring and fall are when like the big festivals are, and then field trips, they're going to vary depending on the term and also your level. If your Korean's higher, then you may be able to do different things than if you have a lower level of Korean.
And also, if you have watched our Grace interview, as Grace went to the Hanyang, studied Hanyang for 6 months, I guess, right?
She went to pick strawberries during the spring,
and the Lotte World with the classmates. I guess. So there's a couple of things, field trip or something fun with from the school. So if you haven't, please watch the YouTube video from Grace, Hanyang University. Then you will have like some ideas.
Just as another example, when I was in language school, we went to a temple one term. We did like a taekwondo experience one term. What else did we do?
At Congo, for example, they go like a 1 day, 2 day, 1 night trips every fall and spring term. So they normally go to Danyang, which is like center of the Korea. Outside of Korea, there's like the scenery was great. Scenery is great. Danyang and what else? Many places. You can also watch it. Yes. You can also watch the video. Recently, we updated it last week. 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So they went to also like Hanguk with their teachers. So there is like a regular, field trip, or sometimes the teacher organize some like visits, also like sightseeing. So then you can also join it. Of course, it's gonna be up to you.
Yeah, for Lexis Korea, the application is pretty simple. You just need to apply and then also submit your passport, and of course pay the tuition fees afterwards. So depending on when you want to go, then if you want to go soon, then please contact us soon. I personally recommend you apply at least 2 months before you want to start. But if it's shorter than that, if you want to come sooner, then just contact us immediately to make sure we can get you in. Because as we said, like Lexis Korea is very busy during the summer, and they also have limited spots.
Right.
They can of course only fit so many people in a classroom. So just if you haven't already been in contact with me or Christina or Sabrina, then let us know when you want to start, and we can send you the app form and we can get your passport from you, and you'll be on your way. And same thing for Lexis too. We have like what is covered in class generally for the curriculum. It's slightly different than the university programs. So Depending on how long you study, of course, you'll progress through their leveling system.
Right.
And all schools give you a placement test before you start. So let's say you've been studying at home or at college or in high school or wherever, you can be placed appropriately.
Okay, I guess we covered all the questions.
I think we answered everything.
Or not.
Oh, here we go. For 6 months, is there a holiday when you finish the first course? There's a break between each term.
Right.
So the break's normally like 10 days to 2 weeks, depending on the school. And except for Sheila, because I do a semester program, their break between their semesters is a little longer. So just keep that in mind.
Other than that, you will have like every 3 months, you will have like some breaks in between the terms.
But keep in mind, this isn't like part of a university degree seeking course. So it's not like you're going to have like 2 months at summer and a month at Christmas or something. You have to follow the term schedule, which means probably 10 days to 2 week break between terms. And then of course the national holidays of Korea, which you can of course look up.
Chuseok,
and then
holidays.
Yeah, Liberation Day and Independence Day and Hanguk Day and all those things. So yes, you'll get a break between terms, and of course you'll get the national holidays of Korea off. Depending on your school, maybe you'll get your like foundation day off of your school or something like that.
Right.
Or if it's a Christian affiliated school, you may get days off at Easter or something, but just keep in mind the school schedule when you're studying. Don't like disappear at an odd time.
Right.
Let's see. So yeah, we have a little bit more time, so keep asking questions, or if you later think of something, then of course you can email us or leave a comment.
Right.
As you all know, the live videos on Instagram go away after a day, but Facebook and YouTube stay, so feel free to comment there, either one, at any time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you're also in Korea already, then feel free to contact us too if you're interested in studying. We can help you out. And if you have like a certain visa type, then please let us know that too. That really helps us navigate you through the application process. Even if you are just like on a tourist visa, but maybe you're on something else if you're working in Korea, or if you already have the working holiday visa, or if you are married to a Korean national, or if you're an overseas Korean, all those things. Which university do you recommend for those who want to speak faster?
Well,
if you mean increasing your speaking ability quickly, I don't really have any specific recommendation.
Our schools are pretty similar in terms of the
curriculum similar.
Yeah, in terms of the learning, like speaking focused courses. So, I mean, it's gonna be pretty much up to you how to put your time to improve your Korean skills. So for now, I would say our schools are pretty similar and equal to learning for like aspect, reading, speaking, or writing, or like grammar, all the things. So if you put your time more onto speaking part, that's the way it is. In the meantime, you can still take advantage, which means you can ask the teachers. I want to improve this like vocabulary, like or I don't know, like something. Then you can ask her how to get to there. In the meantime, I want you to also speak local Korean. Seek for the opportunity and go ahead. Doing is the thing. Being in Korea, not just when you're studying with the textbook or from the class. So I want you to be active. When you're in Korea, and then you will able to have more and more opportunity than being in your country studying by yourself. So not like a school recommendation is gonna be pretty much up to your
So
decision.
I'll give you one tip. When I was in language school, one thing that my teacher recommended to me is to record yourself speaking, or like if you're reading something, record yourself reading something, and then play back, and then maybe compare it to your teacher, or if you have the files from your textbook, compare it to how it sounds as if a native is reading or having a dialogue, because you'll pick up on either your intonation, your accent, all those different things. It may sound kind of weird because normally people don't like hearing themselves recorded, but and it may be
even myself, it's weird
because in your head you sound different to yourself than if you're recorded, obviously. But that's like a little tip. You know, maybe you have a sample dialogue from a textbook. Say, okay, I want to practice the dialogue, but I need to figure out like where I'm need to improve. That's a great way to do it. Or if you record yourself, you say, teacher, like I recorded myself. I think something sounds funny. Can you tell me like how I can improve?
This word,
yeah,
this sentence,
the pronunciation, your cadence or intonation, things like that. I'm sure my Korean friends and Eddie will tell you I still have a thick American accent on my Korean, but that's just how it is.
yes.
So
it takes time.
Yeah,
it takes time.
It may take you a while to get rid of your accent if that's your goal.
I mean, my English, you know, is not good, but I can communicate. That's the way it is, you know.
So if you would like to, you can arrange airport pickup, and we can help you do that. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to use a taxi or public transportation to get from the airport to the dormitory, or from the airport to wherever your accommodation is. You may decide to live somewhere else.
So we can arrange pickup service if you want, or drop off to the airport.
And what we mean by that is there's going to be a driver waiting for you at arrivals, and they'll take you in a car, private car, to your accommodation. So like kind of like a private taxi or something like that. There's
only for you.
Yeah, there's a cost associated with that. So
of course,
just if you have questions about that, let us know. We are almost out of time, I believe. Yeah. So if you have any last minute questions or comments, then please let us know. Otherwise, as we said earlier, drop us a line anytime.
So, you know, let's wrap it up for the, you know, what we said from the beginning. So we are having still the autumn course, autumn study trip of our studytrip.com page. So if you're interested in, then let us know. And also, you know, our university, the Korean language course studying from this September, which we call it a fall term, is the like now. So if you want to come this September, please let us know right away, so that based on your plan, based on your budget, we can tell you. And we are going to be in New York, KCON, this Saturday and Sunday, this week. Oh my God, time flies. And then we are going to do, you know, we are going to have the repo and also booth over there. So if you want to say just hello, feel free to visit us. And last thing is going to be our new school will be added in Seoul very soon. Yeah,
I think that's it.
That's more than enough.
And anything else? I think that's it.
That's it. And like we do now, we are doing the live show time to time in English or in Spanish. Then let us know what you want to hear from us. And also, we are thinking to have like a you know, more likely fun videos in the future. After September, we are planning to do many things. So I want you to be tuned in and tell us what you want to hear or what you want to see, since we are in Korea, from us.
Alrighty. I think we'll call it a day.
Right. I have been Eddie from Korea, gogohanguk.
I'm Nathan.
It's Monday morning, 11:30, pretty much 27. Oh my God. Thanks for joining our live show, and I hope to see you soon.
See you in New York.
Yeah, New York, in Korea, in YouTube or Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, there's student interviews about Sheila on our YouTube channel.
Mm. Anyway, ask us if you have any more questions at info@gogohanguk.com. And that's it, I guess.
See you next
Thank
time.
you. In Korea, in New York, on the web. Bye-bye. 안녕. Bye-bye.